Well, hello and welcome back to ALW Exploration. Today I've got for you two videos at two different sites. The first one is an ROC post, which is the Royal Observer Corps, and it's an observation nuclear bunker that was closed in about 1980 because it flooded. We went to visit it. It's just a short video, just to show you it. So that's the first one. The second one is the final part of the creepy RAF base Explore that was closed in the 2010 defence cuts, but a lot of the kit was just left in because it closed very suddenly, and they didn't have time. Everybody moved out and they just got left. It was with MOD security for a few years and then they pulled out as well, so it's just abandoned. But this third and final part is really interesting. We go to the generator area where they provided power for the full base, the big K major engine in there, and we go to the supermarket. There's no shopping to be done though because it's totally stripped, and we go to the guardhouse and search around the guardhouse. But less of me yapping. Enjoy the video. We're just at an ROC post. This one was closed in about 1980 because it flooded, and they just gave up on it. Be interesting to get in it, but it's sealed and it's got a big teddy bear on it. But it looks in good condition. Well, I think they've put that on to, one, look nice, and two, stop people getting in and wrecking it. There we go. It's another ROC post off the list. Sorry about the water on the lens. Can't do a lot about that in this sort of weather. I just made that worse, I think. Yeah, one ROC post. Thanks very much for watching. Right, so that was the first video, short and sweet, but we couldn't get in it, so there wasn't really a lot to show you there. But I want to visit as many Royal Observer Corps posts as I can. So there'll be more little videos like that coming, but most of them I'd like to get inside and show you properly. But now on to the creepy RAF base Explore, part 3. Let's go! And now look. Ah, so that's on the back of that fence they've put in for some reason. I wonder if they use this area as like a building yard when they put them new houses in. That's boarded up. Just a little generator room. Anything that way. That's been bricked up. That's been a big oil tank for heating or generation. Looks to be all bricked up. See, if the site's secure, we won't break into it. We'll just come back in a few months and see if it's open. If it's open, we'll go in. We never break into anything. Dave's just checking it out. I'll just make a quick dash for it. Right on someone's back garden, isn't it? Yeah. Whoa! Okay, merger.
Big generator.
I actually mentioned these earlier. That is the BAE Systems K Major engine. That's what that is. I felt like that's what was in that other place, just because of the size, the shape. See, they're compressed air bottles, because this would have had an air start on it. It won't have had an electric start. It would have been what we call air start. That's a big fuel tank for it, and that's what's called a coalescer, and that cleans the fuel.
It's got heater elements in it. Warm the crankcase up.
So this is a big...
So that it'll start up and go to full revs instantly without being cold.
So it's a standby engine, isn't it? Standby electrical generator. Hence why it's got air start on it. So if you have a power cut, there'd be no energy to start it with. You'd need a lot of batteries to start it. So it's got its own water pump there, so it's totally self-sufficient. And water and cooling system. Big drive belts for it. Those louvers would have opened when the generator started, and you could manually operate them on these. And there would have been spare injectors on this rail here, just hung up ready to be used. Spare gasket, spare gaskets. So that's a big straight 8K major. There's a generator end. So it's got a permanent magnet generator on the end, and then the main alternator coming out, and then the cables will run in this pit and then off. These are the controls for it. So it would have had remote starts, things like that. There's an old electrical drawing of it. That's a spare shelf. This is all bits of adhesive for or packaging. That's packaging. Old bottle. Electrics over compressor, He-Man cooler, fuel transfer pump, electric water pump. So they've got a water pump for when the generator starts. They've got a water pump, fan air drainer valve, extract fan, emergency lighting, heaters that Dave was showing you just then on the crank, ring main for sockets and battery chargers. This panel, droop synchronising. So this is to synchronise with the mains, so you can increase and decrease the actual AVR voltage, which is the voltage of the generator output, to synchronise it with the mains. And there would have been some synchro gear here to synchronise it. So this generator could do what they call export, so it could export to the national grid and act as like a little power station and export power, or it could run in island mode, which is just run the base on its own, or just be on standby, but generally it would have just been on standby. But they were used it a lot. It would have got used a lot in the 80s when there was the coal miners' strikes and power cuts. So here, this lower and raise, that would have been for the frequency, to lower the frequency, increase the frequency. That would have been for the voltage, lower and raise, and that's your droop. You have different phases of droop. So you call it AVR droop, which is what happens when you load a generator up. Its frequency slows down a bit because it's having to drive against the grid. But if you increase it, then you can drive into the grid and start exporting current. Yeah, so before you parallel, phone the local area. That's the national grid on that number. So standby system, neutral, yeah, open and close. And that's to parallel with the mains. All the meters have been taken for some reason. So that's your governor. That's the bit that gave the engine its speed. So either increased speed or reduced speed. That would have connected to the fuel rack, which on this is internal. This is your fuel rack here, and they're the individual fuel pumps. See, they're still fueling. Oh, that'll still run. They're on a cam, so they'll fuel up. Now Lucas, Bryce, lift pumps, or injector pumps. There's your main generator panel. So you've got engine sump on there, the heaters that Dave was showing you, engine water pump, and heat and cooler. Now you've got your alarm panel, diesel control in hand, auto or off. It's in hand at the minute. And you've got your control fuses and your stop and start. That would have started this big engine. Bop, 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 bop. Stop it, reset, test start. So that's mains failed test. So you press that, it drops the mains and starts the engine up. And just some more. These would have been for the extract fan. And there's your water pump, your electric water pump. Yeah, then your oil. Oh look, use OMD 110 oil only, so use, that's oil, mineral detergent 110, that's the viscosity, oil. Then that would have been where the air compressor was. The air compressor pipe work and starter system. And then to your air bottles, 350 psi. And this micro treat, that's your engine coolant. Yeah, oil coolant. And through here, let's see what we've got through here. Probably got your heat and cooler through here. Yeah, this is this big air cooler. Instead of having a radiator, it's all kept inside in case of an attack. So this is like a big water to water cooler. Fed off these, and there'll be a big fan and a big heat exchanger in there. And a big water pump for it. Stop start for it. And out in this yard, that's the other side of the flaps that I showed you. Big diesel fuel tank. And then there's your big cooling fan. still running. Well, still turning. That's just freewheeling. The camera's picking that up if it's too dark. There you go. One standby generator room. Small test pot. Yeah, be a turbo there.
Big turbo.
Yeah, so that's big turbocharger. These are your exhausts coming out your engine, so there's two per bank, and these are your scavenge temperatures, and then they go into the hot side of the turbo and turn that, and that in turn compresses air sucked in there, compresses that and puts it down this air gallery, and that big air gallery, and mixes with the fuel in the cylinders, and then the fuel goes in through these. That one's seized up. They're seized up now. But yeah, then it mixes with the fuel, compresses it, and then combusts it. Old fire extinguisher. Just walk through that. I'll get a red shelter. So this wouldn't have withstood a direct hit, but it would have stopped all the shrapnel and blasts. But for some reason the blast walls are missing. I knocked them down. That's what's left of the blast walls.
Stag on one of the guard duties. He would just sat at gate operating, you know. And he was knocking on. And he'd been a TAG all his Trade Assistant General. And all that is General Dog's Body. If you're assigned to officers, you just go down to the T-boy. If you're assigned to MT section, you just go for them, you know, fetching and carrying it. Just TAG, just, and no pressure, no, and he just plodded along and got a full career in.
Yeah.
And he was happy as Larry.
Yeah, well, full service pension. We're just in the RAF supermarket at the minute, I'm just having a look around, but so this is where the wives of the servicemen would have come to do a bit of shopping. There's a checkout there, the old conveyor on it, a little staff area. Well, it's a nice little shop really, isn't it? And then your ice creams and your frozen peas, all your fresh produce. Then there would have been like an aisle up and down, with all the other bits on. You can see there where there's been shelving for years and years. The floor's a different colour. You can see where the shelving's been. All gone, all forgotten. And a lot of it's smashed up by the idiots, sadly. A lot of it's still here. Like a price list from 1991 down there. The Walls ice cream. And then, come on Gimbal. Stamps all here, sign there. What's it say on the here? And not cigarettes to under 16s. So it's been 18 for quite a lot of years, hasn't it? Royal Navy badge. Your heating, your lighting. There would have been a nice little supermarket to use on site, on the base. Would have been nice for the people. All the old electrics for the fridges.
Another old mechanical time clock.
Oh, nice.
Defrostomatic. Time control.
Nice. AMF Fenner. I have to take a photo of that. Oh, chillers. Refrigeration Yorkshire Limited, I remember them. And this is all ramped so they could get the roller trolleys in and out. It's all ramped up into the stock area. Some rooms you walk in and it's obvious what they were, and some rooms it's not obvious, and I don't know what this would have been.
No,
I don't know.
clothing store.
Could have been, yeah. Yeah, because it's got the sort of racking they used to be able to hook stuff on, like a gift shop or something. Yeah, it quite could have been, yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of shelving down there. Yeah, one supermarket. It's like a guard room.
It was only like a guardhouse.
It's got vents down there. What the floor vents are for. It's had a fire, unfortunately. Part of the building. There's bars on the windows everywhere, which is strange because this is like within the airbase. Could have been, yeah. It's got that.
Normally had a little pigeonhole. It wall that you passed the weapons out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the food prep area for messes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old.
The vegetable store and everything like that. And this is the big meat store.
Yeah. So that was dry food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your fridge plants. They're still in good nick.
Yeah.
Your cold stores and your cold store matting. And someone's ripped the door off for some reason. Cold store number 2. Yeah, that's a good picture, that. Do not enter without authorisation from officer in charge.
Hey.
So this is why the MOD don't have any money, because they have their own signage made. They can't just put do not enter. They have to have a MOD style one, a forces one. Let's not go in because I ain't got permission off the officer in charge. And there's the evaporator, would have been up there, but someone's ripped it out. There's the old back controller over there. Usually when Dave stops it means there's someone about. What's happening, Dave? Something spooked you?
No, I'm just
Chilling.
listening.
Yeah. You're back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this explore. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Andy.
I'm Dave.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those 2 videos of the Royal Observer Corps bunker and the spooky RAF base. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed those, and I'll be along with more content soon. Bye bye for now.